Hi yogis, and welcome to this yoga class focusing on stretching and strengthening through our arms and our shoulders. We're going to begin class today seated on our mats. Find any seat that works for you today, cross-legged or maybe sitting on your heels, whatever works. When you arrive, take a moment to begin to cultivate a deep breath in through the nose. And let's take a long breath out through the mouth. Take a moment to check in with how you feel here today. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and inhale your hands up to the sky and exhale your arms back down to your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, hands lift to the sky and exhale back down. Inhale, hands lift to the sky, this time cactusing your arms, bending at the elbows, keeping your elbows out wide and really opening up through the chest. Holding here, maybe you look up. Inhale, arms lift back up to the sky. Exhale, release just your left hand to the mat. Bring your right hand up and overhead, reaching toward the left. A nice big side body stretch through our right side. Inhale back to center. Exhale our right hand down this time. Our left hand comes up and over to the right. Side body stretch on the left. Inhale both hands back to the sky and exhale your hands down to heart center. From here we are going to meet in tabletop pose or all fours, rolling over the ankles, making your way onto hands and knees, shoulders over wrists and your hips over your knees. Let's take a few rounds of cat-cow from here. On your inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, pulling the chest through. And exhale, round, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale, round in. Come back to a neutral spine and we'll set up for thread the needle here. Grounding through our left hand, reach your right hand up into the sky and exhale your right hand under your left. Right shoulder and ear come all the way down to the mat. Go ahead and make your way back up, re-extending your right hand all the way up to the sky, and release back to tabletop pose. Let's go to the other side. This time rooting through your right hand, lift your left hand all the way up to the sky, and exhale your left hand under your right, left shoulder and your left ear all the way down to the mat. Inhale, extend your left hand all the way back up. And exhale, release back to tabletop pose. Centered and strong here in your tabletop pose, push into all 10 fingers, push into the tops of your feet, and see if you can hover your knees just a few centimeters above the mat. Activating our core here. And release. Tuck through the toes and go ahead and send your hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. pushing into the index finger and thumb, really straightening through the arms and through the spine, maybe bending one knee and then the other. Find a bit of stillness in your down dog. And from here, ripple through forward to plank pose, holding here, strong through the arms, straight through the spine. Really activate your quads to help support you in this pose, and you can always drop to your knees as an option. Go ahead and exhale back to downward facing dog. And once more, ripple forward to plank. From here, we're going to set up for side plank, rooting through our left hand. Right foot comes on top of the left, and then you send your right hand to the sky. If you are on your knees, you can also do modified side plank by just extending your right leg long on the mat. Maybe challenge your balance by looking up to the sky. And exhale, switching sides, bringing your right hand down, rooted, left foot on top of the right. Send your left hand to the sky and breathe here. Side plank on this side. Coming back to center, and we're going to slowly lower all the way down to our bellies, keeping our elbows nice and tucked in close to your rib cage. From here, let's come into low cobra, but with our arms out a bit wider than normal. Go ahead and tent your fingers on the mat out to either side of your shoulders, as far as what feels comfortable for you today. On your next inhale, begin to push into your fingers to lift your head, chest off the mat. Really press the tops of your feet into the mat as well. Exhale, release back down, forehead to the mat. Now interlacing your hands at your tailbone, making sure your shoulders are shrugging away from your ears. Inhale, lift through your arms, using your back muscles to lift your head and chest off the mat. Drawing your shoulder blades toward one another, breathe, and exhale, release. Now bringing your arms down along your sides, palms face down, preparing to come into full locust pose. On your next inhale, lift through your head, your chest, your arms and hands, maybe even legs and feet off the mat if it feels okay on your lower back today. And exhale, release. One more pose here while we're on our bellies, an amazing shoulder opener. Go ahead and cactus your right arm out to the side, about 90 degrees out from your shoulder. From here, begin to roll to your right side, right cheek on the mat, using your left hand to push into the mat for balance, or maybe a slightly deeper stretch. Go only as far as what feels like a nice stretch. Remember, sensation is good, but pain is bad. Breathe. Nice and slowly begin to release back to center. Let's move to the other side. This time cactusing your left arm out from your shoulder. Begin to slowly roll to your left side, using your right hand to push you deeper, if that feels good today. Come back to center and prop yourself up on your forearms. Tuck through the toes, and from here really fire through the quads to straighten your legs. Push into your forearms to come up into forearm plank. One long line from your head to your heels. Hold here for 10 seconds. You can do this. Now from here, begin to walk your feet in toward your face for dolphin pose, lifting through the hips and sending them up to the sky, just like down dog, but we're on our forearms. This is an amazing pose to build shoulder strength. One more breath. And begin to slowly walk your feet back out to forearm plank, dropping through the hips, but staying on our forearms. Begin to push into your hands to really start to pull your chest forward for Sphinx pose. Shoulders away from the ears, energetically pulling on the mat to stretch through the chest. Exhale, release down, and let's flip to our backs to wind down class today. When you arrive, draw your knees into your chest, maybe rocking side to side to release any tension in the lower back. Now bringing your knees above your hips, shins parallel to the mat. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs and really begin to push your hands and thighs into one another. You should feel a nice activation here in the core and throughout your arms. Keep really energetically pushing your hands into your thighs, thighs into your hands. Great job, yogis. Release your feet to the mat, arms along your sides, setting up for a bridge pose. On the next inhale, begin to push into the feet to lift your hips to the sky, interlacing your arms underneath your hips, drawing your shoulder blades toward one another. Push into your forearms to reach your hips just a bit higher. Go ahead and release slowly down. Bring your arms out wide to a T. Cross your right leg over your left. Move your hips slightly to the right and drop both knees over to the left for a spinal twist. Come back up to center, and let's do that same pose on the other side. This time, left leg crosses over right. Move your hips slightly to the left while your knees drop over to the right. Come back to center and draw both knees in once more. This time, tucking into a small ball. See if you can touch your forehead to your knees and hold. Go ahead and release out long into Shavasana, our final resting pose today. Legs out long, feet fall out wide. Bring your hands along your sides. Really take up space. Make sure your shoulders are still shrugging away from your ears. Perhaps you can start to close down through your eyes or just have a soft gaze. We'll end class today with 2 deep breaths in and out together, in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. When you're ready, let's inhale through the nose and exhale, let it go. Once more, long, deep inhale through the nose and exhale, release. Shavasana. Give yourself the gift of the next few moments in stillness. As always, yogis, I invite you to stay here in Shavasana for as long as your day allows. If you are ready to return to your day, begin to gently wiggle through the fingers and the toes, maybe rolling out the ankles and the wrists. Lift your hands up long overhead, full body stretch. And exhale, release to the fetal position, rolling to the right, maybe using your right bicep as a pillow. When you're ready, begin to push into your hands to help yourself back up to a comfortable seated pose. When you arrive, bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to just say a little thank you to yourself for taking the time on the mat today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be well. Namaste.